Ever wonder how Edward Funny, the man who quite literally killed with comedy, came to be? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into the life and career of the world's most hilariously lethal man, Edward Funny. A name synonymous with laughter, lawsuits, and unfortunately loss of life. Born on a balmy summer day in the late 60s, Edward's parents quickly noticed their son's knack for humour. His first words? A knock-knock joke that had the entire maternity ward in stitches. As a child, Edward found solace in humour. It was his defence mechanism, his weapon, and his gift. The school hallways echoed with laughter wherever young Edward went. However, it was also here in these hallways that the first signs of his deadly talent began to surface, with the school nurse constantly stocked up on oxygen tanks. Edward's career took off in the early 90s. His stand-up shows were legendary, with tickets selling out in mere minutes. His jokes were a deadly cocktail of wit, satire, and a twist of the absurd. Each punchline was a ticking time bomb of hilarity, leaving audiences gasping for breath, quite literally. But with great power comes great responsibility. And Edward's talent was a double-edged sword. His jokes left a trail of laughter-induced casualties, making him the first comedian to have a medical team on standby at all his shows. His influence on comedy was transformative. Edward's humour was a beacon, a shining example of the power comedy holds. But it also became a cautionary tale. The phrase, "that's not funny," was coined not for humour that fell flat, but for jokes that didn't put lives at risk. Edward's comedy seeped into society, culture, and the very fabric of the comedic world. His peers were in awe, critics were left speechless, and fans were, quite literally, dying for more. Edward Funny's life was a rollercoaster ride of laughter and lawsuits, of standing ovations and standing defibrillators. He was a man who changed the world with his humour, his talent, and his ultimate joke. The punchline? Edward Funny didn't just play with comedy, he played with life. And in doing so, he left an indelible mark on the world. This was a man who didn't just tell jokes, he was the joke. A man who didn't just make people laugh, he made them live. A man who didn't just kill with comedy, he lived for it. Edward Funny, the man who killed comedy, but also the man who gave it life.